got it all worked out. We suddenly wonder what it's all about. That's love. Oh, that's love. That's love. Just when you think you're on solid ground, just a word and you're upside down. That's love. Oh, that's love. That's love. It's love.
Sorry, Hank, to do this while you're eating. Just want to bung some of Donald's washing in the machine.
Please don't mind me. Don't they have laundries in the West Indies?
Apparently not.
Oh, very nice. Does Donald wear a brassiere as well? Now, I'm sure there's a very simple, innocent explanation.
You've been here a week, Hank. That's the first silly thing you've said.
Hi. Oh, I was dreaming I was still on the plane. Oh, give us a cuddle. Oh, it's lovely to see you.
Donald?
Hmm?
Have you got something to tell me?
I don't know. Have I?
You tell me.
There's a sort of global comprehensiveness about that question which leaves me blank. Like being asked at school to write an essay about anything you like.
I wasn't trying to be specific.
Narrow it down a bit, eh?
The West Indies.
Yes, well, population, climate, imports, exports.
Oh, Donald.
Oh, talking of West Indian exports.
Donald.
You crying?
No.
What then?
Nothing.
Well, I could have bought you something bigger, I suppose, but I thought you'd prefer this to a caseload of coconuts.
Oh, Donald. It must have cost the earth.
It was duty-free, so it only cost about 2.5 continents.
Duty-free? Where?
Grand Cayman. Here.
The airport shop?
Yes, as a matter of fact. You've been spying on me.
Don't you remember?
What?
Laurel.
Yes, I remember Laurel, about 5'6", blonde hair. I left her at the airport about an hour ago.
Her husband.
Her late husband.
He wasn't then.
Love of my life, you're going to have to stop talking in code.
Laurel's husband, when he was alive, bought her some lovely jewellery from that shop.
So?
It was her consolation prize, so she said.
For what?
Oh, don't be so dim.
I'm not being dim. But I am being expected to play some sort of grotty game of which only you know the rules and which doesn't seem to be giving you a lot of fun anyway.
It was her consolation prize for what he got up to when he was there without her.
Oh, yes.
Is this my consolation prize?
It's very interesting, isn't it?
Well?
Twice, Laurel pointed out that shop as being the best place to get you a present.
Suppose she helped you choose it, too?
No, not at all.
What does not at all mean? She didn't even help you a little bit?
Well...
Ah.
You know, either this is very unfortunate or Laurel is an ace mixer.
Or?
You're going to put this on?
Not just at the moment. It isn't funny.
Yes, it is. Or it would be if it weren't awful. First, you won't take the best job ever offered to you because it came from Laurel. And now, you won't take the best present I've ever bought you because there's some vague connection with her. Come on.
What do you think those are?
Knickers?
Ho, ho.
Have I got more than one guess? They are knickers, aren't they?
What about them?
Very saucy. What do you want me to say?
Whatever you like.
Well, put them on and I'll tell you.
They're not mine.
Don't they fit or something?
They're hers.
Laurel's?
Yes.
She gave you a pair of knickers? You stole them? You're in a knicker swapping club. What?
They were in your dirty washing.
Ah.
Perhaps you'd better return them. Oh, Daddy, what am I going to do?
Now, look, think it through. What you're imagining is a very unlikely scenario. What would her knickers be doing in his room? I mean, to start with, these things usually occur in the woman's hotel room, not the man's.
How do you know?
Well, I wasn't always senile.
Daddy!
No. Stop barking up the wrong tree all day. It's deafening.
Sorry.
The man walks the woman back to her room, and then she asks him in for a drink, and then, well, hey. Well, I mean, she doesn't see him home to his room, does she?
Well, perhaps his room's nearer the dining room or the beach or whatever.
Well, even so, Donald wouldn't let a lady go paddling off along hotel corridors on her own at night, especially if he just, well, I mean, he's a gent.
He might have fallen asleep. He often does with me.
All right. If, according to you, he's guilty, there they are in the wrong room. They remove their clothes and whoops and tally-ho. Then he gallantly falls asleep. She gets up, gets dressed, and forgets to put on her knickers. Now, really. Now, what woman does that? The draft would remind her, apart from anything else.
I've thought of that too.
I mean, I'm sure Donald's an absolute raging bull, but I can't imagine a frolic with him would induce amnesia.
So, she planted them in his case, the card.
No. Whatever for?
So I'd find out.
Oh, God.
There I was when she came to dinner, being polite, civilized, almost charming. I thought, am I awake or dreaming? Why don't I just poison her with the pudding and throw the body out the window?
You're a model of restraint.
She is trying to break us up.
But you don't even know that they're her knickers. They could be yours.
Mine?
Perhaps he took them with him to remind him of you.
Daddy, they are not mine.
Well, they could be somebody else's knickers, someone you don't know.
Oh, no, that's worse. Who?
No. Sorry. Well, perhaps they're his knickers. Well, he might be a closet transvestite.
It's not funny, you know.
Right, no? The idea of Donald prancing around a hotel room in ladies' knickers gives a slight lift to the corners of the mouth.
I bring you my problems and all you do is laugh at me.
Well, someone must, the way you're going on.
Well, I had to talk to someone. There was only you.
Oh, I suppose that was meant to be a compliment.
I'm sorry.
You must stop being so intense about things. You'll only damage yourself. You've already turned down that wonderful job from Laurel for no reason.
No reason?
Well, no real reason. Merely obsessive jealousy. So, lighten things a bit. Stop accusing them both. He'll never prove it if he insists on denying it.
He does, vehemently. I've never heard him so vehement.
Well, I don't know whether that's a sign of innocence or guilt.
Why not?
Well, if I was innocent, I'd deny it vehemently, and if I was guilty, I'd deny it vehemently, so that doesn't get us very far.
Oh, I'm going mad. I've got to know.
Why? What's the point?
So I know the truth.
Oh, that old thing. Now, there's no such thing as the whole truth. No, we never know the whole truth about anything. We never know who we're married to, what they might be hiding, when they committed the murder, if they did it at all. You just have to trust them if you want to love them, and you do love him. And if trust breaks down, then you just have to fall back on self-delusion. A perfectly acceptable substitute.
Not for me.
For us all, my darling, for us all.
I could ask her.
No, 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 no.
Why not?
Well, suppose she says yes.
Then I'd know.
No, you wouldn't. You'd know she said yes, that's all. And if she said no, you'd never believe her.
No.
Now, listen. This is what you do.
Thank you, Mom. Witness there. Now, Mom, there. Good. Witness. I'll have copies of these taken for you to take away with you. Ready in a few minutes, Mrs. Manasotti.
Thank you. No rush.
Thank you, Geoffrey. Thank you, Tracy.
Go on, my dear.
He's adorable, isn't he?
It's how I've always thought of him.
So, those papers tie everything up. The offshore trusts, the boy's future, tax, everything.
Legally, yes. All you need now is an army of accountants.
So, this is the end of the line for you and me.
Looks like it.
A quick trip to the West Indies and...
That's life.
I'd like to see you again, Donald. I do realize that you're married.
Quite.
Your strength, your warmth. You were such a pleasure. In every way. I'd be sorry to lose all that.
Ah.
This is the politest brush-off ever.
Laurel, did you lose a pair of knickers in the West Indies?
Knickers?
Yes. Did you?
I don't know. I don't keep that close account.
Someone put some knickers in my case. In the bag, under the lid, where I put my stuff for washing. Patsy found them.
And told you.
Yup.
I'm disappointed in her. I wouldn't have.
They caused a lot of trouble.
I'll bet they did.
Did you put them in there?
Deliberately, you mean?
It would scarcely have been an accident, would it?
Do you think I'd do something like that?
Yes?
Your wife's here, Mr. Redmond?
Patsy?
Yes, that one, sir. She's come to take you to lunch, sir.
Should be fun, don't you think?
Oh,
Laurel! What a lovely surprise! I was hoping to catch you. Catch me? Yes. Lunch? Well, isn't this heaven? I was afraid I'd miss you. I was just about to leave, rather firmly slung out by Donald. Oh, surely not. How rude of you, Donald. He's quite a beast when he's working, isn't he? Is he? I've never thought of him in that way. Are you a beast, darling, when you're working?
a raging bull.
How funny. Daddy said he was sure you were a raging bull.
Daddy.
Underneath those chubby chops. Either eat it or close your mouth, darling. The suspense is terrible.
Why would your father say I was a raging bull?
We were discussing my freedom under you. And I said how tricky you could be underneath that liberal exterior. Daddy agreed. Said he was sure you were a raging bull underneath. Looks more like a baffled bloodhound at the moment.
Your freedom
Yes,
under me.
or rather my lack of it.
Your lack of freedom.
Because of my having to turn down that wonderful job Laurel offered me.
Really?
Because of your not wanting me to do it.
I spent hours trying to persuade you to take it.
Superficially, but underneath. Did you really turn down that job because of Donald, Patsy?
Yes.
And not because of your nanny and domestic problems and all that?
They were the excuse, not the reason.
Of course. I asked Donald in the West Indies why you said no, and he said he couldn't understand.
No. Well, they don't, do they?
Of course, the job is still yours.
Really?
Really.
Thank you. Don't you just love her, Donald?
I've never been stitched up before. It's rather funny, I suppose, really, but why?
Well, to Patsy's talent and to the beautiful interior of my new house.
I'll make it perfect for you, I promise.
I see you're wearing Donald's present, Patsy. It's lovely, isn't it?
Gorgeous. He showed it to you then?
On the plane coming back, he was nervous as to whether he'd chosen well. I reassured him.
I should think so.
So you don't see it as a consolation prize anymore, then?
Consolation prize? For what?
Right. As we're all playing at silly buggers, I'd like you to see this. Laurel, do you recognize these things?
I have a lifetime's experience of wearing them.
This particular pair?
It's hard to say.
Have you finished your asparagus, signora? Thank you very much, signora, and please, carry on.
Thank you. Now, as I was saying, Laurel, do you recognize this particular pair of knickers?
You Polo Valdestano?
Oh, that's me.
Signora?
Thank you.
Ossobuco?
Grazie.
Signora Manasotti? And for you, signor, the regato di vitello?
That's right. Thank you.
Signor? Ah, I see signor has brought his own doggy bag.
Yes.
If not be necessary, signor, we have plenty here if you need them. Official ones.
Thank you. Do you know anything about these things?
Only as an amateur. I am just a humble waiter.
Signor Redfern is going to a fancy dress competition and was asking our opinion about his costume. He was starting at the bottom.
I'm sure signor will look very lovely. Buon appetito, tutti.
Talk to that. Now, I'm sorry, Laurel, but are these yours?
They're Marks and Spencer's.
Brilliant. Thank you. But I think that's the retailer's label, not the owner's name tag.
She means she doesn't wear Marks and Spencer's underwear, so they can't be hers.
Oh, is that what you meant?
Patsy put it beautifully. I can see we're going to work well together.
Well, who owns them then? They're not mine!
Would you like me to ask around?
Bloody hell, I mean, you told me to give them back.
Yes, to your lady friend on your trip. Presumably, Laurel wasn't the only female in the entire West Indies.
I've never sat through such a phony load of twaddle in all my life.
I thought it was rather nice.
You hate the woman.
Only when I thought she'd had you.
Well, how do you know she hasn't?
Because you told me so.
A day ago, not one word I said was true.
I realized I was wrong.
About my knocking off Laurel in the West Indies.
Yes.
Well, how do you know I didn't?
Because you said you didn't. Must I say it again? You said you didn't, and I believe you. There. I believe you.
What caused this about turn?
Don't you want to be believed?
You're wearing your present.
Don't you want me to?
You took that job.
Something else you wanted. There you are. You have everything you wanted.
There's something going on. Is this one of Amanda's half-witted schemes?
No. Amanda would never have thought of this.
Ah. So someone did.
I did. Don't you understand? For myself. For that job. Laurel's job. Cost me a lot to turn that down. I only did it because of her effect on you. But it ate away at me. There you were, out there with her, and I was stuck here. I'd slammed shut in my own face the best door I'd ever had opened to me. Now I've said yes and reopened it. It's like my whole life's opened up again with it. It's extraordinary. and wonderful. I'm so excited. It's a release.
Your whole life?
That part of it.
What about the other part?
What other part?
Us. Aren't you damaging that?
Well, I rather thought you'd done that by...
By what?
Hi, Mr. Redfern.
Hello, Hank. Is that my stuff you're getting out there?
Yep.
You don't have to do that, you know?
Oh, that's okay. Patsy, Mrs. Redfern.
No, call her Patsy.
Well, she did say to.
Of course.
Well, she must have left this stuff in here since yesterday morning when she loaded up the machine. Should be clean by now, eh?
I see.
They're two great kids you got there, you know. Gee, I love them already.
Yes, good.
And your wife's father, Victor? I mean, Mr. Wilkinson? Gosh, what a great guy he is.
You've met Victor?
This morning.
Was Patsy's mother with him?
No, he was here on his own.
Ah.
Did I say something?
You're a great guy too, Hank. Thoroughly decent.
Not the most exciting compliment I've ever had, but thanks.
But I wouldn't employ you as a secret agent.
No, I don't think I would either.
I've been tried in my absence, found guilty in my absence, and sentenced in my absence.
As long as I hang you in your absence, I shouldn't worry.
I feel as if I'm on some kind of weird roller coaster that's roaring along out of my control.
Ah, you mean life?
And it all seems to be as a result of your talking to Patsy.
No. Oh, no. It's a result of Patsy not being able to cope with knowing that you had a fling with Laurel Manasotti.
I didn't. I could have, but I didn't.
Those knickers, old boy, leaving those there. What a cock-up.
Laurel wanted me to, but I didn't.
That's it. Strenuous denial. Even if Laurel says you did, you can always say that she's lying.
I'll even admit to you, I wanted to.
I should think you did. You're not ill, are you? Yeah, I even felt a faint stirring in the loins myself when I met her. And I thought that department had been given early retirement years ago.
Victor, listen to me. What did you tell Patsy to do? I must know.
The only thing possible. Pretend it never happened.
I see.
Just as you're doing.
But I'm telling the truth.
I couldn't have put it better myself.
I haven't bombed Laurel!
Don't keep shouting that, old chap. It's very wearing and quite unnecessary. Now, I'm off. Must let you work.
But you're making me very sorry I didn't.
Yes, aren't we all? Well, thanks for the liquid lunch. It was delicious. Better than adultery any day. Less side effects. Booze only kills you.
Oh, to hell with it. I might as well be hanged for a sheep as for a fictional lamb. Laurel. Donald. Unfinished business.
Next week, Donald's exasperation reaches fever pitch. Well, if you're going to be found guilty of doing something, you might as well do something to be guilty of. Next tonight, 2 hours of quality drama begins with The Beiderbecke Affair as Trevor and Jill take to the hills.